Hey BookTube, I'm still Roz and this is still my channel, A Journey Through Books, and today I'm coming to you with a very late I'm joining with. So I'm going to be joining in with the hashtag Read Women's Month, and if you've seen the thumbnail you will see that this is both very optimistic and very hypothetical. I'm not going to do the same thing that I did with the Read Asia or the Asia Readathon. I kind of shot myself in the knee there. So this is a variety of books, and I will be getting to some, I might not be getting to some, I might change my mind. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm on holiday. I'm free. So yay. So the first one that they've got, okay, I'm working from top, ooh, which way is this going to go? Top, this side across, alright? And if I've got a book that I could find quick and easy, then I put it on here, and if I haven't found one, then I'm just skipping it for now. So the first one is an Aussie author, and I have this one to go, which is Leanne Moriarty, and this is The Husband's Secret. I thoroughly enjoyed her Big Little Lies, and I heard that this one's pretty decent too. So it sounds, if it's anything like Big Little Lies, it's perfect for a holiday read. I should be able to let my hair down, proverbially, and relax, and that sounds up my aisle. And the next one is, okay, well then, in translation, I don't know if I have. I probably do, but I don't know if I've got one that I do have, but I don't know if I've got that I haven't read. About food. You want me to read the recipe books? I will if you want me to. I don't have other books about food other than Herman Koch, but that's not Read Woman. That's Read Dude. Essays. I have read this, but I thought if anybody is looking for a book on essays by an author, this is actually really fabulous. Some of the essays in here really made me think. It's The Opposite of Fate by Amy Tan. And in here, because Amy Tan, if memory serves me right, is first generation Chinese American. Her mother is from China, well, her parents were, so her restrictions in her childhood were a lot more than, you know, she didn't fit in with your normal Western child. And things like how, as a child, she would have to do the phoning to the bank, pretending to be her mother, because how people wouldn't take her mother seriously or consider that her mother was an intelligent adult because she was not fluent in English. It also discusses things like how, because she is of Chinese descent, the books that she writes are supposed to be about Chinese people. And it, although, you know, there's this big movement with your own voices, etc., it also made me very aware of the fact that by having an own voices, we are actually boxing these people into groups that they cannot break out of. And that was very interesting. It also goes in with the disease, the illness that she had. I can't remember what it is. She's in the band with Stephen King. What else does this talk about? Overall, it was very interesting because it spoke about her life as well, growing up in America as a child who has very traditionally Chinese parents. So I would actually recommend this. I mean, as all essay collections, there are ideas that repeat throughout as they've been published in different places. But as a whole, this one has been less repetitive than others that I've read. So if you're interested, I would give this one a go. Moving on, rural settings. So the first one that came to mind is The Story of an African Farm by Olive Schreiner. Now, I can't say that I'm dying to get to this one, but it has been on my TBR for ages, and I didn't stay in the res. Olive Schreiner, obviously Olive Schreiner, South African woman, writer, and at Rhodes University they have different residences, and they are named after prolific writers usually, unless it's Goldfields. I guess they were sponsored by Goldfields. But anyway, Olive Schreiner was one of them. I was in the res in the same group. I was in Lillian Britton the last time. Before then I was in Thomas Pringle. He is a poet. But anyway, and all the in-betweeners, I was in res. But anyway, so I would like to get to her. I've never read her. I've been curious ever since I was 17 to know something about this woman and what she's done. So it's probably about high time that I read it. But if I'm not in the mood for something that sounds highbrow, I'll see how it goes in the first few pages. I'm going to put it down. We will see. The next one, short stories. So I have a choice of two. I either have Hilary Mantel's, this is The Assassination of Margaret Thatcher, which is, by the sounds of it, a collection of short stories that, look, everybody who has been on this channel for a while knows that Wolf Hall is amazing in my opinion. So I need to, well, I'd like to see what that is. And then other than that, I've got this one, which is Stone Mattress, which is a collection of short stories by Margaret Atwood, and I also really enjoy Margaret Atwood, so we will see whether I'm in the mood for black or yellow, or how the first story tickles my fancy. Who knows? Okay, moving on is a memoir by a woman of colour, and this one I've actually finished, and you are going to be seeing in a wrap-up very soon. And this is The Girl from Leper, and this was previously published as Eugene. Okay, and I found that one out because I bought this one and Eugene at the same time on the same day from the same shop, and then I had to limp back with my tail between my legs and go, hi, same book, can I swap one out please? And they were all very nice and let me. So this one is a story of Eugene Mustafa, who goes from Syria through to Germany, and she is wheelchair bound, and I'm not going to discuss more of that, but although this is just the year-long or the month-long really memoir of this trip, it is still pretty interesting, and it's the closest that I have. No, it's not really the closest that I have. I also have, but I've read it, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou, and if anybody's looking for one, I would strongly recommend this one. It is so poetically written. Sorry. That's what happens when you're standing because the cat stole your chair. I can get 2 shelves. Yes, I have another one here. And this is the non-fiction one. Anyway, moving on. A beach read. You've got to be bloody kidding me. It's winter. I'm not thinking of the beach. I'm thinking of campfire, inside, big blankie, hot chocolate. And I can't think of any book right now that goes with that. We will think, have I got a female fantasy? Because fantasy goes with that idea with me. It's like the long winter read, but I've got male fantasy on my shelves. Moving on. True crime. I don't have any true crime. I have crime. I have Agatha Christie, and I don't know where she's got to at the moment because there's a whole pile of books around here, but I've got 2 Agatha Christie's that I can read, and I will probably pick up one of them for crime. And yes, I'm being true. It's honest. It's crime. Moving on. A summer read. What is it with these seasonal things? It's winter. Moving on. A Muslim author. Okay, so Cheat. And if that one, and you're curious, I've already read this one. I'm Malala. This one's very interesting. Actually, what's also interesting is that Christina, what's her name? Lamb. She is the assistant writer with both of them. And if you're curious, this one's very interesting. I mean, what this woman is doing for education is very impressive. After that, there's an open. I'll see what I feel like. Kitty lit. Romance. Okay, I don't own romance. So I'm going for Why Mummy Swears. And I'm actually reading this one. And I'm going to call this romance because she's married. So somewhere along the line she had some romance. A road trip. Can I be disgusting? That's insensitive. I apologize. But it is a road trip. It's actually, you know, no, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to save that for when I talk about it. Mental health. I'm not too sure if this is or it isn't. But The Man Without a Shadow. Look, I've been hearing so much about Joyce Carol Oates from Carl Eric Anderson that I need to try her somewhere along the line. And this one says a complexly suspenseful and darkly erotic illuminates with strobe light intensity the labyrinthine mysteries of our brains and minds. It could be mental health. It might be mental. I have no idea. The darkly erotic, could that cover for romance? Moving on. Graphic novel. I don't have any graphic novels, but I've got one graphic novel, and it's not by a woman. And I'm not buying graphic novels because they cost a fortune. So, not happening. Moving on. Asian author. So, everybody's done Helen Oyeyemi, and I thought I would too, and this one sounded pretty interesting. So, give this one a go. A borrowed book. Okay, this is where you're getting desperate. I have to read this one this holiday. This one is one of the school set works. It's The Mark by Edith Bulbring. This is the grade 10 home language set work choice, and it's borrowed. This book does not belong to me, it belongs to the school. Moving on. YA by a woman of colour. I don't think I have any more YA, but I do have women of colour, and we will see how things go. And I didn't bring them down. I don't know why I didn't bring. I think because I looked at YA and I thought I don't have YA, but I'm going to just put their pictures up here, and I'm going to, I could either read The Woman Next Door or The Book of Phoenix. The Woman Next Door is by, I can't read that here. I will put her name down in the doobly-doo. And Nnedi Okorafor is The Book of Phoenix. Okay, so that's going to be some editing. Moving on. On feminism. So, I have got what I'm currently reading, The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I'm pretty sure there's feminism in there. Red Clocks by Leni Zumas. Pretty sure there's feminism in there. 5 Women, 1 Question, What is a Woman For? And then the one that I really would like to read for this one is A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. So, yeah, those are some of the things that some of the books that I might get to reading for this month. I think one way or another whether I actually look at the prompts or not, because not all these prompts are, let's say, appropriate, well, applicable really for me. As I said, I'm not going to be reading kiddie fiction. I don't read true crime, and I'm really not going to go out to go buy a book just so I can tick off a box. I'm not going to buy a graphic novel. Mental health might be The Bell Jar as well. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to do any rereads because I've got enough that I really need to get through. In fact, if I ever get to filming the last 3 book hauls that I've done in a week, sure, stress, eh? Next one, do stupid things. Actually, I don't regret it. I found some amazing books, and I'm kind of really keen to get to them. So, yeah. But basically, my goal for this month is that I'm just going to focus on reading women, and that should be pretty easy. I have a lot of women on my shelves that I haven't read as yet, and I am looking forward to it. So yeah, and that's it from me for now. I know that quite a few people are doing these, this challenge, and just if you're interested, let me know in the comments, and I can go and particularly look for your TBR selection, because you might have mentioned something that I didn't think of, because it's very difficult, like mental health. I don't know if it's got mental health in it until I've read the back of the book, or read something about the book, and I don't really feel like spending half an hour, if not longer, sitting going through my TBR pile of women to see what the book's about and where it might fit. But if you have got a TBR list for what you're planning on reading for this, I'd really love to see it. So if I haven't actually commented on your video, let me know down below, and I will head off there to see what you recommend for each prompt. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm now going to go and film some other stuff so that I can get my channel up and running. Bye for now. See you in a moment.